Hey, welcome back to another episode of Collector's Corner with Corey Smith. Hey, that's me. I'm Corey Smith. So here we are again, episode 6 of the Collector's Corner. We are back. Check out 1 through 5 if you've not already for some great content on some collection pieces right from my personal shit. But we are back today, episode 6 on Atari. Atari! Look at this old school controller. Still got my original Atari 2600 from way back in the day. Held on to a big stack of games. Brought them with me along the ride. Gonna break out 5. That's how we do it here on the Collector's Corner with me, Corey Smith. Oh! Here we go. So, before we get into those Atari games, like I said, please go check out episode 1. We got VHS, episode 2, DVD, episode 3, Blu-ray, episode 4, CDs, episode 5, vinyl. We're here for the devil's episode, episode 6. Oh, that's an evil number, episode 6. All the way back to the 80s. Back to the 80s. Atari. And like I said, I got 5 to show you today. But first, it's plug time. Check out Murfreesboro Media eBay page. Lots of physical media, VHS for sale over there. Check out the Instagram, the Murfreesboro Media Instagram. We're posting pieces from the personal collection. That's a lot of P's. So here we go, Atari. We are talking old school video games, and it don't get more classic 80s video games than this bad boy right here. The pop culture phenomenon that is Atari is Pac-Man, arcade hero, video game legend. Pac-Man. So I mean, come on. Can't have an Atari collection without some Pac-Man. Oh man, I was all over Pac-Man as a kid. Pac-Man, the video game, Pac-Man lunchboxes, Pac-Man this, that, and the other. I've got the Pac-Man cartoon on DVD in the DVD collection. So yeah, Saturday morning cartoon. Pac-Man was everywhere back in the day. You could not get away from the Pac-Man. So, of course, got to start off the Atari collection with this legend right here. Disclaimer. We got a disclaimer. I did not save my boxes, my packaging, my manuals for any of my Atari games way back when. Just wasn't thinking about it. We threw that shit away and we just threw the cartridge in a shoebox or in a bag or throw it on the shelf, whatever. And so what you're getting here today, folks, you're just going to get that label artwork all dirty, torn up, been used and abused. But that's because this game is classic. So Atari, Pac-Man, they go hand in hand, hand in hand. So got to start with the bad boy. Moving on. We're moving on. Look at this thing. This is the only game I have that's in this sort of like weird shape right here. But it's Q*bert. I mean, whoa, Q*bert, you upside down. Get your shit right, brother. Q*bert, little freaky creature bouncing on little blocks. You got snakes trying to attack him, balls trying to knock him off, all kinds of shit, bombs and stuff. And you got to bing, bong, bong, bounce up that pyramid up to the top. Q*bert style. Look at that. Another fucking pop culture crossover phenomenon. Had a Saturday morning cartoon for a second. Same thing. Showed up everywhere. If you had an Atari back in the day, if you went to the arcade back in the day, side note, oh my God, back in the 80s, the Hickory Hollow Mall. Man, I'll tell you what. Hickory Hollow Mall right outside of Nashville. Dude, they had an arcade back in the day that was the shit. They had Paperboy, Dragon's Lair, the whole works, Q*bert included. So yeah, I don't know what's up with I'm not very knowledgeable on the Atari history sort of So I'm not really sure. I'm assuming it's just this because it's a Parker Brothers brand. I'm assuming that's why the weird shaped cartridge. Like I said, it's the only one I have in my collection like this with this shape. Everything else is just a traditional rectangle. But yeah, Q*bert. If you don't know Q*bert, check it out on the YouTubes. He was a classic character. So number 2 in the collection. Moving on. We gotta keep moving the show along. Moving on. We gotta keep moving the show along. Oh, this game right here, underrated. I bet a lot of you that even have Ataris don't even know this game. It's one of those that I break out every so often, and if I got people over, or if I'm discussing Atari amongst friends online, what not and this and that, this game, people not familiar with it very much. Always a favorite of mine. We're talking about Wabbit. Oh, you sneaky Wabbit. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, there's a field. You got this little hot ass, little hottie farm girl right here. This little chick out here in the fields going, I'm trying to pick my carrots, you rascally wabbits. And the rabbits are in here just eating up that carrot. Oh my goodness. So what you do is you get out at the edge of the field. You got a basket full of eggs. Don't ask me. I would have figured the eggs would have been more invaluable than the carrots. But what do I know? Basket of eggs. You stand on the edge of the field. You're throwing eggs. Trying to hit rabbits as they're coming across the field stealing your shit. And that's all there is to it, really. I mean, you can't get too in-depth with an Atari game. I mean, there's only so much those things could do. Silly little game. Oh, yeah. So, underrated, unknown for a lot of people, even in the Atari world. Wabbit, check it out. That's, again, used and abused. We threw our shit around as a kid. Still works, though. That's the beauty of the cartridge. You could use and abuse these things, and they still would. Pop them right in there, give them the little blow job. Oh! So, cartridge, love them, Wabbit. All right, folks, let's keep this Atari train rolling. Atari train rolling. We're ready for number 4. We're talking about Atari number 4. Another underrated game. Another one of these games that even some big Atari lovers haven't come across much. I mean, you got your Donkey Kongs, you got your Pac-Mans, you got all your regular stuff, everything that people know. E.T. has the documentary on it. All of those games, people have heard of them left, right, and the other. And this game right here, love it. Maze Craze. Look at this thing. Look at that artwork. God, the Atari had such great artwork. You got the cops and robbers. You got this robber right here holding a bag of loot. And you got the cop, hat falling off, billy club out ready to bust some heads. You know what I'm saying. So you are the robber in Maze Craze. You have just pulled a heist. You did some Reservoir Dogs on there. Pop, 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 pop. You're stealing shit. You're running. You're trying to find your way. Whoa, you end up in a labyrinth. You end up in a maze. What is this? I'm trapped in some kind of crazy maze. And the cop is hot on my tail. So boom, you're like, if you were like me, a kid back in the day, killing time at school, break out the graph paper, make a little maze out of the whole page. Complicated shit. Friends are trying to solve it. Well, it's sort of like Maze Craze. It's a full screen maze. And so you are running. You are running, quote running. You're just a little blinky square. I mean, this was Atari after all. But you're flying, you're running, you're doing your thing. And if you can make it to the end of the maze before the little blue police square catches up to you, boom, you win. You want to step it up a notch, you can get 2 police blue squares chasing after you. Oh, double the fun, double the danger. So yeah, whoop, Maze Craze. Fast moving, not like that Combat. I mean, I was a big fan of Combat, but that thing's like, I mean, just slow as molasses. not Maze Craze. This thing's like zoomy, zoomy, zombie, running around. So, Maze Craze. Here we are, folks. Final Atari game in today's Collector's Corner with Corey Smith, Episode 6 Atari. We have finally reached number 5. But first, like we do, one more quick plug. Hit like, hit subscribe if you dig what you see. And then, like I said before, head on over to the eBay store if you want to check out some old school VHS for sale. Head on over to the Murfreesboro Media Instagram. Got lots of fun posts going on over there. The final Atari game. So here we go. Final Atari game for today on the Episode 6 Collector's Corner. My favorite Atari game of all time. Adventure, jungle, crocodiles, snakes, the whole works. We're talking about Pitfall. Oh, God, look at this game. So used, dirty as can be. You got splatters. You got some leftover Fruit Loops cereal on here. You don't know what this thing has been through. So Pitfall, man, you are the little adventurer. Run, grab the rope, swing across the vine so that the crocodile in the water doesn't get you. Oh, go downstairs. You might find some shit down there. Scorpions and snakes trying to get up in your boots. Oh my God, Pitfall was an adventure. This thing swinging across vines. That's my adventure music. I don't know where it came from. I don't even know what it was. But here we go. Pitfall. Jungle, jungle, jungle. It was a fun game. There was all kinds of crazy shit. You had to jump and sneak around and swing over. Activision, classic video game company, been making shit forever. This thing right here, though, if you like Atari and you don't have Pitfall, I don't know what you're doing. If you've never played Pitfall, I don't know what you're doing. Look it up, get a copy, cheap as shit out there. Nothing in Atari world's gonna fucking break your bank probably, unless you just want some mint in box kind of stuff. But man, get on this thing, swing some ropes, jump some gators, and get to having fun. Collector's Corner with Corey Smith, Episode 6 Atari is now in the books. We gonna keep this collector's train rolling. Woo. Next up will be Episode 7, NES. Oh, the game changer in the world of video games. Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. We are closing down Episode 6. Moving on to Episode 7 next time for NES. Check us out. Like and subscribe. We will catch you on the flip side.